Hi there, this is Sarah Class, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from sarahclass.com. I'm here today with a quick My Digital Studio video just to show you how to insert and manipulate text and also alignment of elements on your page as well. So the project that I'm using as an example is this little bit of word art that I made for my mum for Mother's Day. It features her favourite saying, or my favourite saying of hers. So this is the finished product here. I started out with a blank page in 13 by 18 centimetres. That was dictated by the size of the frame that I was putting it into. Now I just wanted a relatively plain background, so over in my resource palette here in the background paper section, just clicked and dragged across my Bermuda Bay cardstock, and that forms my background there. Now I wanted a little flourish at the top and the bottom, but without knowing exactly which one I wanted to enter or which stamp set it might belong to, just clicked on the global search button over in the bottom right here. That brings up a search box that I can search for flourish. I could have searched for swirl or anything else as well. And that just brings up all of the elements that I've got installed. They could be embellishments, stamps, punches or backgrounds that have the word flourish in them. So in a moment the thumbnails will come up and show you exactly what I'm dealing with. So there we go. I can go through and choose which one that I wanted to use. Now it was this Hello World flourish that I used in this particular case. So click on that one there and insert. Once that's done its thing, I can close that up now. And there we go. Now because that's a stamp, the stamp section over in the Design Center has opened up automatically, so then I can change and do whatever it is that I want to do with that. So I do want to change that. I want to change the color. So click on change color and then make that whisper white. So now it's white. Now I also had another one of those down the bottom. So rather than go through the process of entering another one or inserting another one, just go to my keyboard and do Control C and then Control V, and that copies and pastes the exact same thing. Drag it down to the bottom, and I want to flip that upside down. So just again over in my Design Center, you can choose the left or right button, doesn't matter which. You just want to click it twice and then that will flip it upside down. Okay, so now I want to enter text, so I'm going to close up that stamp section and go up to this text section here, and I'm going to click on add text. So that'll give me a text box right there. So I want to type in my words. Where am I? Giddy aunt. Okay, obviously it's very small, so what I'm going to do is first of all make that quite a bit bigger. Now your text box turns red when it's too small for the amount of or the size of text that you're putting in. Now it's still going to be too big because the font is not actually the one that I'm going to use, so I'm going to change that first. The font defaults to Arial, the size also defaults to 12, we've already changed that, but the font defaults to Arial. So what I'm going to do is go in and change that. Now if you're not sure what sort of font you use, there's all the little preview icons down the side here. I know that the one that I want to use is called AR Bonnie, so I can just go ahead and type that in and it'll bring up the section in the listing where I need to go. So that's changed the font style that I'm using. What I want to do now is align that centrally in the text box. And now you'll also recall that in my original example I had these all pretty much lined up, so I need to change the size of each individual line. So I'm going to go through there and change this one to 110. Now that's not an option in here. 96 and 144 are the closest options to 110, so I actually click in the size box and type in 110 myself, and then that changes the giddy. And then an aunt over here, I want to do the same, but this time I want to change it to 160 and enter. So there we go. You can see how it's all a little bit too large again for the text box. So this time what I'm going to do is click out and then click on the text box again, and I'm actually going to make the line spacing a little bit closer together. Just over here in the Design Center, just clicking on the down arrow in the line spacing option until I'm happy with how it's all aligned or how it's squashed together. Keep going, and that's probably good enough. Yeah, drag it up a little bit. There we go. Now I also want to change the color, so again with that selected, going to change color and whisper white. Okay, and there it is. Now it's still a little bit skew with as far as the alignment goes. So the easiest way to do that, rather than, you could click and then use your arrow keys or click and drag it around the page depending on where it is that you want to go. But by far the easiest thing to do is to select all of the elements, which you can do by clicking and dragging across so that you cover all of them, and they all select like that with their little squares around the outside. Come up to your arrange option up here and then align, and then this just gives you the option of aligning either the elements all in relation to each other. So say for example with letters in the title of a scrapbook page, you could align them all by their bottom edge so it looks like they're sitting on a line next to each other. But in the case of this one here, I actually want to center them horizontally on the page. So they've all just shifted across marginally, so now they're sitting nice and neatly all lined up in the middle of the page, and that's pretty much all there is to it. So we've gone through inserting and manipulating text and also aligning elements on your page. So get in and have a little bit of a play around. Find some different fonts that you like. There's plenty of free font places that you can download from the computer. I'm a bit of a fontophile myself, so I've got lots installed. So have a little play around, make your own word art. It sure beats buying it. And I hope I've helped you with something today. Thanks for watching.